Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our participants. We are delighted to have you here for this Skillveda short-term course on advanced child psychology. At Skillveda, our mission is to empower your growth through accessible, high-quality learning experiences, from certification courses to hands-on training sessions. Skillveda is your partner in skill development, offering a wide range of webinars, offline workshop, short-term courses, and training programs designed to help you unlock your potential and achieve your career goals. In today's session of Child Psychology course, we will be covering emotional regulation and behavior in children in session 3 and trauma, stress, and neurodevelopment in kids in session 4. These sessions will dive into understanding and addressing challenges in child development. A big welcome to Miss Monica. She is a CBSE resource person, seasoned educationist, and consultant who has made a difference to countless educators and students. Get ready to soak up her expertise and walk away with some awesome insights. Welcome, Miss Monica.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome you all participants. I'm very glad to see you all today again in the session. So today we will explore about how children can manage emotions and why behavior can sometimes be very challenging with the children. So this session is going to be very practical. You will leave with some strategies which you can use immediately in your classroom. Okay, so please be attentive in the session. And also if you have any doubts, you can also raise your hands in the chat box, so we will let you know, okay? Now, okay, so before we begin the session, I have some questions for you. Okay, so you have to describe a recent situation where a child showed a difficult behavior in your classroom, which could be tantrum, refusal, aggression, or withdrawal. So please write in your chat box. So aggression, okay. Okay, so whenever a child is showing a refusal, aggression, withdrawal, or tantrum, we as a teacher, we need to stay very calm and positive, give them some space rather than forcing for their immediate participation, right? So that we need to keep in mind, and how we are going to challenge with these kinds of behavior, that is what we are going to see in today's session, okay? So our session objectives today are, by the end of the session, you will understand why children show difficult behaviors, like we have discussed before, and how we can learn the emotional intelligence basics. And we can also practice these positive discipline in the class, okay? Observe and respond to them effectively. So with these strategies, we can observe the child and we can also respond to them very effectively. So this is going, like, you are going to understand the why behind the behavior of the child, and you can also analyze like how you can respond to them effectively rather than reacting to that emotionally, okay? Now, understanding the behavior of the child. So how we can understand the behavior of the child? Always remember, behavior is the communication. So children cannot explain their emotions, but they show their emotions through their behavior. So they are communicating to you through their emotions, through their behavior, right? So behavior is the communication. So this is the key idea here. Children don't always have the words to express what they feel. So they always show it through the actions, like when they feel they're overwhelmed, they need attention, or they seek control. All these things they will show only through their behaviors. Like when a child is throwing a toy, may actually be saying like child is frustrated, right? So these are some of the common behavior you can see in a child. And what are the common triggers behavior cannot happen randomly. It must be having some triggers. For example, a hungry child may feel very tired in the class. They may not concentrate well, right? Lack of attention. That could be because of they do not understand the subject, or they may have some physical problems or mental worries that can also block their brain. And transitions. So, for example, I have seen many math teachers, they do this. They take PT periods. So, when they take the PE periods, you're stopping the children from learning PEs. So, physical development of a child is also very essential. So, the child have to give out their energy at least in the ground. So, if that PT period is also taken, when the child is stop playing, it can make them becoming more resistant to study. So give them some time to play. Even in your classroom, you can take the child to a field trip in your garden, school garden, or even you can make the child sit in the ground for at least one day as a change. So these transitions, um, like stopping the children from playing when that is a playtime, that is like resisting the children from studying. Okay. And also stress at home or school can also make the child having a lack of attention on the studies. Okay, so tell me, teachers, which trigger you have seen most often in your classroom? Can write via the chat box. Which trigger you have seen most often in your classroom? Can you tell me which trigger you have seen? Lack of attention. Okay. Okay, lack of attention again. Murmuring. Okay, so murmuring. Shiba ma'am has said murmuring. Okay. Okay, so murmuring is also a kind of scolding the teachers when we are making that transition. Okay, fine. So these are some of the common triggers we have seen with the children. So these are all communication, behavioral communication a child can give to you saying that they are stressed or hunger, they have lack of attention. So at that time, we have to give a pause and listen to the child language. Okay. Okay, now we will do a quick Okay, so all of you, please be attentive here. We are going to play a game. Okay, I know you are all very intelligent teachers. So I'm going to give you a test for all you all. This is going to be more time based. So you have to manage your time. Okay, or are you all ready for the test? Give me a thumbs up if you are all ready.
Please unmute yourself if you want to answer. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, we are ready, madam.
Yes, ready.
Okay, fine. Fine. So I'll tell you a number. You have to remember that number. Okay, this is going to be a very simple task. But thing is, you need to have your mind here. Okay, fine. So the number is 7294816. Okay, 54321. Okay, so remember this number. Now, while holding this number in your mind, I want you to do a quick calculation of 27 plus 18. I don't want anyone to use a calculator here. I'll give you only 5 seconds to calculate this. 27 plus 18. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Please write in the chat box what is the answer for 27 plus 18 quickly. Okay, so also think of 3 classroom rules you told the students today. Any 3 classroom rules? Quickly, I'll give you only 10 seconds for this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep clean. Okay, only one person has answered. Okay, now type in the chat done once you have done all of them. Okay, now what happened in your brain just now when I'm giving you time-based questions? You can unmute and talk. What happened in your brain just now? I've given you some time-based questions. But do you think the time is
It's
enough?
acting very fast. It's thinking very fast, actually.
Yeah, so only few responses have come, right? Yeah. So for typing itself, we need some time, but the time I have given is not sufficient. First, I have asked you to remember one number. Then I asked you a problem. Then I asked you some three classroom rules. Did I give you enough time for you?
No,
No,
no.
I did
No,
not
the
give you
time
enough
was not
time.
sufficient.
The time is not sufficient. So this is exactly what happens when the children in your classroom is under stress. The number that I gave you first, remember that as a lesson content. Okay? The extra task is the stress, anxiety, noise, it could be fear, or maybe emotional overload, right? So the result is the working memory of the child is overloaded. So when the child is stressed and you are giving lot of problems, lot of work after the lesson content, their brain may be dumped with lot of stress. So the brain is not prioritizing the learning, it is prioritizing only the survival. So when the working memory of the child gets overloaded because of stress, attention becomes scattered. Instruction cannot stick to their mind, right? So always imagine a child who is lacking attention in the class may have conflict at home, come to school anxious, and then when you're asking the child to solve a max problem, the class is noisy, the teacher is rushing, all these things, the instruction cannot stick into their mind. Okay, the child cannot learn well. So in that time, the brain is not available for learning. Okay, so you have to give time, space to manage their emotions. And then once they come back to their learning mindset, give them the lesson content. That's how we should teach in the classroom. Okay? Clear? Understood? Okay, fine. Now we will see about an iceberg. So, how many of you have seen an iceberg? I hope most of you must have seen, at least in visuals. So this is how an iceberg must be looking. If you have seen a Titanic movie, you know what is an iceberg, right? So in the iceberg, some of them are floating over and most of them are submerged under the sea. So what we see at the tip of the iceberg is what the behavior we are seeing in the children. Okay. The behavior they are communicating to us is anger, yelling, crying, avoidance, meltdown, aggression, all these things, right? And what is beneath that, that we cannot see? They are all hidden emotions, hidden feelings. They may be hurt by someone. They may be sad. They may be tired. They may be lonely, could be sick. They may be hungry. They are scared of you. They may be anxious. They are frustrated for some reason. They are overwhelmed because of family problems. It could be for any reasons. So, without knowing the hidden emotions behind that, without knowing the visual behaviors, we cannot go and quickly ask the child to learn the lesson content. Okay. Or we cannot ask for their attention. Okay. So, if a child is shouting, you have to find what might be the reason for that. Okay. So, it could be because of any of the underlying causes. Okay. So, always what the child is showing is the visible behavior. That is how the child can communicate. Because yesterday we have already seen the prefrontal cortex develops slower than the limbic system. So limbic system, as it is highly active in the children and in the adolescent age, they show more emotions than communicating. Okay, so always understand that. Okay, now emotional intelligence. So this is a life skill. Okay, it helps the children succeed socially and academically. So it is all about understanding and managing the emotions. A child should develop good relationship, good listening, empathetic, having good communication with their peers and teachers, understanding others and understanding their academics, then patience. This is more important. Being calm, being compassionate. All these are some of the emotional intelligence a child should develop. So how we can develop this? Okay, what are the key skills that we are going to give them that we will see today? Okay. Okay, so first one is called as self-awareness, recognizing and understanding their own emotions. For example, if I am not feeling well, I may not focus on the class. I know that as an adult, I cannot focus on the class. So I may either skip my class or go to the next class. Or I will take only half of the class, the remaining class I will learn maybe later. I know that self awareness, but do you expect the same from the child? No, we cannot expect. So, as a teacher, we have to build that in the child to recognize and understand their own emotions. And then self regulation. Self regulation means managing emotions and controlling the impulses. Okay, so how they are going to regulate their emotions. For example, I'm angry. If I go and shout, what the other people will think? Is she mad? Why is she shouting behind everyone? Right? So that kind of impulses we know to control as an adult. We should not shout. We should not show our anger outside. We need to be very calm, self-control, everything we know. But as a child, they do not know. So those things also we have to build through value education. Okay. We can tell some stories to the child. We can tell some stories about Rama, how he went to exile and how he was self-regulation, how he was practicing all these things. When you show the child the biography, the stories of some great peoples, they actually come to practice that. Okay. Okay. Then social awareness, understanding others' feelings and perspective is very important. So instead of um, becoming more jealous of their own self, they should also be empathetic and socially aware about others. And also, this can develop the relationship skills. So, this can build and maintain a healthy, positive connection with the others. So, emotions is very much linked to the reactions, right? So, here I have some reactions for you, children. So, by looking at the children behavior, can you tell what kind of uh, emotion are they having? First one, the first child is tired, right? She is yawning. Okay. Can you tell for the second one?
Happy, excited,
Ah, excited. Good. Okay. And what about the third one is happy. Okay. And fourth one? Fourth one is, you can unmute and talk, please. Fourth
Shocked.
one is
Shocked.
shocked. Okay. Fourth one is actually angry. He is
Angry.
shouting. Can you see that? Okay. And fifth one?
shocked,
Fifth one is crying.
Sad.
Sad. Yes. Fifth one
Sad.
is, yes. Okay. Then the last one?
Shocked. Shocked.
every
Shocked.
child seems to be same last.
You can see the
Yes.
big she is like that. But here, the fourth boy is shouting. Can you see that? So shouting is actually through emotions. Even in homes, when we were very angry, we used to shout, no? Okay, fine. Then teaching some emotional skills. Okay. So help a child name the emotion. Okay. You look upset. Okay. So you can go and tell the child, okay, you look upset. You look sad. What is your problem? Okay. May I know how can I help you? This means you're validating the feelings of that. Okay. And then you can model a calm behavior saying that it's okay to be sad now, but please come out of that. Okay. Sadness will eat you. Okay. If you get frustrated, you are only going to be upset. It's not going to help others. So you can model that calm behavior to them. Okay. Tell me, what would you say to a crying child? Anyone? We will practice this calm behavior and also we will validate the feelings. Anyone? Your child is crying, okay? You went to class. The child is crying from the start of the class. Will you scream at the child or you will say like, you're not listening, you're not good, or you will go and convince the child? How do you convince the
Try
child?
to
Please.
console the child and ask the reason why he is crying.
Okay. Okay, can you model that? Can you model the calm behavior? How will you go and talk to a child? Imagine me as a child, I'm crying. So how will you come and console me? Give me a calm behavior.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, treat like a mother.
Okay. You go and ask the reason. Okay. Okay, you go and ask the reason then. I want a lot of participation. Yes, ma'am, you can tell. Ritu, ma'am.
Uh, Hi, Monica.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Yeah.
Monica,
Okay.
like as I told you yesterday, I teach class 3, a very little group. So what
Okay.
every year I do, I keep one monkey. I have a big soft toy, and that monkey is a friend. Every year I
Okay.
change the name of that monkey. It is being kept by the class, any one of the child.
Okay.
Chippu, Chinu, something like that. So
Mhm.
I encourage every child to come and talk to Chiku or Chimpu, whatever the year, like this year, it is like Shona. So
Okay.
whoever is sad, so what I do at times, if somebody is not doing the work, I pick up Shona and go to the table and ask the child. Shona is asking what happened. So the child is very comfortable with that soft toy, and he or she immediately tells कि this is a problem. So the moment the child is very comfortable with the soft toys, they share it, and then I say, okay, Shona will tell you after 5 minutes. So then the child is totally distracted towards Shona's कि भी उसका क्या answer होगा. And when I tell कि Shona is telling me this, because I do puppet show in my class
Okay,
frequently.
right.
So I
Maybe
try
showing
to,
toys and puppet shows can help the crying
yeah,
child. Okay,
this is what I
fine.
do.
Okay, ma'am. Good. That's a good idea. Okay, so first, when a child is crying, I always request you to validate their feelings. You have to go and ask the reason. Okay, asking reason is very important. And then you have to model the calm behavior like how Ritu ma'am is doing. But what Ritu ma'am doing is practical for lower primary, but not for the upper primary or the secondary classes. So for secondary classes and upper primary, you have to deal it in a different way. Maybe sometimes you may need the support of a parent. Okay, so I have seen my children, they used to cry when there is a family conflict in their home. Okay, parents are not good, they keep on fighting. That may also disturb the mood of the child many times. So at that time, you may have to talk to the parents also because children's mental health is more essential. Okay, fine. Now, what is positive discipline? So, yesterday we have discussed this very clearly. It is not about punishment. When you give punishment, the children gets upset. They will not follow that. Okay. Nowadays, no children will say yes to punishment. Everyone, they don't like punishment. So, discipline is often misunderstood as punishment. Okay. So, please remember teaching the appropriate behavior is called as positive discipline. So, when you are doing this positive discipline, what you have to do, you have to teach the children the respect and you have to guide them and provide it as a consistency by making some routines like this. Okay. So stay calm and patient, set clear boundaries in the classroom, and the child should also know what if those boundaries are broken, what are the consequences of that, and use some positive reinforcement languages when you talk. Okay. Offer choices for the children and be consistent with what you're doing in the classroom. Explain the consequences. For example, the child is pushing others, they should know what is the consequences they are going to see in the classroom. Okay. So for every boundary crossing, they should know the consequences. If the rules are very clearly set in the class, a discipline will directly be given in the class. Also, when a child is doing a positive discipline, reinforce them. That will make them to repeat that positive discipline habit. Okay. Then, okay, strategies. Here, there are some important strategies that we have to use in a classroom. First is setting clear expectations. Okay, we have to set clear expectation, which should be very specific, simple. Use only positive language when you are using expectations here, and explain the reasons behind the expectations. Okay, because child will not know automatically when you are not saying the reasons behind the expectations. Check for the understanding and also reinforce them and make them remind that. Okay. So setting clear expectation is very important in the classroom and offering choices. So, for example, even in even in their home, when they are going out, they have choices. You want red shirt or blue shirt? Mama will go and ask. The child will choose. No, no, I want only red shirt. Even if mama gives blue shirt, the child will say, no, I don't want blue shirt. Blue is not good. So choices motivate them. Okay, make them more independent. So give them choices in the classroom also. Maybe when they are choosing a seminar topic or their project topic, give some choices. Instead of saying you have to do only this project, the child will lose the interest in your subject automatically. Okay, give choices, enough choices for the children, and use natural consequences, which means what are the consequences will happen if they are not you know not going through the rules. Okay, if they are not following the rules, for example, they should know if a toy is put down, it will be broken, right? So they should know the natural consequences of each and everything that happens inside the school, and also prize them. Don't wait to do this. Okay, immediately you can go and prize them if they are doing the expectations in the classroom. You have to go and prize them with positive languages. Okay, that will definitely reinforce them. So these are some of the strategies that we should always do in the classroom to have a good emotional control and meet the behavioral challenges in the classroom. Okay, do's versus don't. Okay, don't. So here, don't run. Instead of saying don't run, I'm saying walk slowly indoors. Okay, so this is converting the negative statement to positive statement. Don't run is a negative statement. Walk slowly indoors is a positive statement. Now, I want you all to write in your chat box, how will you convert the negative statement stop interrupting to a positive statement? Can you give a positive statement for stop interrupting? Okay. You can also unmute and talk if you wish. Stop interrupting. Turn this into a positive statement.
Tell me after I explain.
Yeah,
Okay. Tell
please
me
talk when
after.
it's your turn, something like that.
Focus on studies. Okay.
Listen to me what I want to say.
Stop interrupting. Convert that into a positive statement. Focus on studies. Do you think focus on studies is
Yeah,
more positive? Can even more better, make it better.
yeah, please talk when it's your turn, something like that.
Okay, one person at a time will help us understand better. Okay.
Speak after I finish.
What, ma'am? Pardon?
Speak
After
after
I
the teacher
finish.
finishes.
Okay. That looks like more direct, no? So we are only focusing on the child emotions. So you have to talk according to the, from the perspective of a child. So if you tell that statement, it will not cause any emotional damage or any emotional harm to the child. It should be an easy statement. At the same time, a child should not felt hurt because of that statement. It should be more positive. 1% at a time will help us understand better. Help us understand better is you are only focusing on the teachers, but not on the child. Okay. Raise your hand. How many of you have the habit of saying raise your hand if you want to speak? That's a good positive discipline also, right? Raise your hand if you want to speak, which means the child, every time when they want to speak, they will raise their hand. And if you don't want to interrupt, you can just tell them, put your hands down. I'll just complete in 5 minutes. Then you can raise your hands. And when I gave you the turn, you can start. Okay, like that you can tell. So raise your hands if you want to speak is a positive note for stop interrupting. Okay, next one. Don't be late again. So don't be many PE teachers, they used to be very punctual, right? So they ask the children, don't be late again. So this is especially for the PE teachers. What positive note you can give for this? Come on, quick, teachers. I want all of your interaction here. Try to be on time next time. Ah, very good, sir. That's good. Be on time, be punctual, okay? Come on time or be punctual, okay? It should be more child-centric. It should not hurt the child in any way, okay? Think like this. If you are a teacher, every child want to like you, okay? So how you develop that more positive energy in the children? You develop more positivity in the children will automatically like you more than other teachers. So how much positive energy you give is equal to the child, they like you more. They get more interested in your subject. Come on time or be punctual. Okay, so this is a common statement, no? I want more child-centric. Okay, shall I tell you? Okay, try to be on time so you don't miss anything important. Okay, so I am focusing on the child. I am empathetic when I am saying this, right? Try to be on time so you don't miss anything important. This says a very positive note, and I'm also talking this as a child-centric note. Okay, so try to be on time so you don't miss anything late or anything important. Okay, so PE teachers can note this. Okay, then don't hit your classmates. This is a negative statement. How can you make it positive? Make it quick. Don't hit your classmates. Don't hit your classmates. How can you make it as a positive note? Your interaction is very less. Are you all here in the class? Okay, please be kind and keep your hand to yourself. That's very nice. Be friendly with your peers. Sita Lakshmi ma'am, good. Okay. Use kind hands, use kind words with your friends. Okay, so kind is one of the very nice word we should use with the children all the time. When they are hitting or very aggressive with your classmates, use that word kind. Be kind. Yeah. So kindness is one of the calm behavior a child should adapt. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, the next one is parenting styles. Okay, so there are 4 different types of parenting style. I will quickly describe this. So one is called as authoritative. The other one is called as authoritarian, then permissive, uninvolved. Okay, so actually these parenting styles, they shape the behavior of the child. Okay, so here you can see authoritative. Authoritative means they are very strict. They have high expectation, but they have high warmth, which means they never beat the children. Okay, their idea is very balanced with the children. Okay, whereas authoritarian is they have very less warmth. Whenever a child makes a mistake, they hit the child or make them to kneel down. They are very strict parents. Okay, and the next one is permissive. Permissive means there is no limit. Parent never mind the child. They keep on sitting in the mobile or they do their work. Okay, the children will have no limits. Okay, they go anywhere they want. They play with their friends at any time. They don't have any time limits. They enjoy because their parents are not watching. So this is permissive. Here they never scold their child because they feel their child is more important and they give more pampering, more warmth to the child. Okay, but they have very low expectation from the child. Even if the child is passing, that is enough for them. And the other important parent is uninvolved parent. This parent I call as neglectful parents. They are uninvolved. They are not at all caring their child. Okay. So do you all understand all the 4 parenting style? Authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, uninvolved. So permissive gives high warmth, but uninvolved gives very low warmth. Both permissive and uninvolved give very low expectation on the children, but the authoritarian and authoritative, they both have high expectations. As a teacher, we should be authoritative or authoritarian. Okay, so you wish to be an authoritative teacher or authoritarian teacher? Authoritarian is like police. So police, when they see anyone misbehaving in the road, they will just go and hit them, right? So authoritarian is like a police. You want to be authoritative. Okay, most of them want to be authoritative. Good. Okay, so as a parent, okay, so if you are a parent, which style you want to be? You want to be permissive, neglectful, authoritarian, or authoritative?
Authoritative.
Authoritative. Okay, so why authoritative? Why authoritative? Most of you are choosing only authoritative. Why
We
authoritative?
can build confidence in the child when we are talking to him. We can
Yeah.
tell them that no problem if you are having any mistake, we can still build you up, still we can cover up.
Yeah, you are always on the side of the child and helping them, managing their behavior and building confidence in them. So this is what is required. So being an authoritative parent and an authoritative teacher can help in building up the strength in the children through every stages of development of the child. Okay, fine. Now behavior observation. So when you see a child, okay, so what are the behavior we observe? So instead of just guessing, observe the behavior scientifically. So here we call this as ABC model. So A is antecedent, which means teacher ask a difficult question. Okay, what happened before, previously? Okay, that is antecedent, which means past tense. Okay. B is behavior. The student talks loudly and disrupting the class is happening now. So what did the child do is behavior. And C is consequence. Teacher gives a warning or asks the students to calm down. Because if the student shout in the class, it is going to affect him or her. So teacher asked to give a warning to calm down. So what happened after is the consequences. So in a behavior observation, we have to check what is the behavior right now and what happened before. Why is the child shouting? Is there any previous history about this child? Or whether the child has some problems at home? Everything you need to analyze, and then only you can give a warning to the child. And also, the child should know the consequences of shouting in the class. Okay, so that is what is positive disciplining. So, by using behavioral observation, not just seeing the behavior, what that is happening now, you have to compare that with the previous behavior and also with the consequences. The child should also know the consequences of breaking the rules in the classroom. Okay, so understand what is ABC model? Everyone? Yes. So ABC model helps in monitoring the behavior. Instead of guessing, you can observe the behavior scientifically by checking the past histories of the child. And also you can also get to know like why the child is angry, what is the reason behind that by knowing what happened before. Okay, and also what happened after. So you have to tell the child what the consequences of breaking the rules or becoming angry in the class. The child should also know. So it can help in calming the behavior. And when they know the consequences, they will not do it. They will not repeat it. Okay. Now, responding versus reacting. So, this is one of the powerful skill, I would say. Reacting is emotional and immediate. So, we as a teacher, we have very good prefrontal cortex developed. We are all adults. But can you expect the same in the child? No, because their limbic system is only highly active. Their prefrontal cortex is developing. So, they always react very quickly. Their reaction is like very instant, very quick, right? They show up their emotions very quickly. So consider the difference between a pre-KG child with a 12th standard child. You must have seen a lot of differences. A 12th standard child know how to control the emotions, but can you expect the same with a pre-KG child? No. When they are seemed like frustrated by their peers, immediately they start their tears. So reaction is very common with the younger children. It's instant and emotional. But responding is calm and thoughtful. So how we can make the child do this responding technique is by giving them a pause, ask them to breathe. Maybe they can count 10, 9, 8 in the reverse order when they are breathing, and then let them think before the speaking. Okay. So immediately, for example, when we are in anger, immediately when we speak, we may pour out some words. So when you give a pause, breathe for some seconds, and then think before speaking, then you respond it in a calm way. So responding is very important than reacting. Okay, so this we have to teach the children through these techniques. Why reacting is not good and why responding is good. Also, you can inculcate among the children. Okay. Okay. Now I have some practice activity for you all. Okay. Now there is a scenario: a child throws toys when upset. What reaction as a teacher you give, and what better response we can give? Okay, you can also unmute and talk. I want more participation so that the session will go well. Okay. So the child throws toys when upset during the playtime. What reaction? You raise your voice, tell the child to stop, or remove the toys or isolate the child. Which one you will do? Soften your tone. Okay, very good. That is a good reaction. You have to soften your tone. Instead of raising your voice or isolating the child, you have to soften your tone. Good. Okay. Why do you think raising your voice or shouting or isolating the child will not help?
The
Yes,
child
we
will be more
isolate him.
frustrated.
The child will be even more frustrated, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what is the better response you can give for that child?
We can
Calm
sit
him.
beside him
Yeah.
and talk
Acknowledge
to
the
him.
feelings. Yeah. Calm the child. Yes, sir.
By sitting beside him, we can talk to him and we can calm him down.
Okay. So if the child is even more angry, you can give a squeezing ball to squeeze the balls
Then
and ask
find the
them to do
reason
some
for
breathing exercise.
We
Okay.
can divert his attention also by giving him some activity or something like that.
Yeah, we can divert that child by giving some activity. Okay.
Yes,
And
find
also,
the reason for I also know a child in my class
okay.
that was so angry. So
Okay.
I give him responsibilities
You give responsibility to
like
the child. Yes.
other students doing their work or not,
Mhm.
they are completing their work. If the student is slow in writing or reading, so help, yes, um,
Okay.
help those students because the child is very smart and intelligent. But
Mhm.
the problem is that he is so angry and not feel
Okay.
easy the other students.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So most
So
of them have responded as
that's
acknowledging the feeling and setting
why
clear limit.
the, that student I always keep that
Her
child
voice
with
is,
me.
Harmanji ji, your voice is
Yeah, it's
breaking down.
breaking. Yeah.
Please come with me
Oh,
and help me.
okay. So you will make the
The
child more responsible
student
by giving some
that
duties.
that gets इसका confidence और ज़्यादा boost गया बहुत ज़्यादा और others दूसरे हम hit responsibilities we can control that type of child.
Okay, ma'am. Fine, good. And also, it's very important to follow up the child later. Talk to the child when the child is calm about what has happened. Sometimes when the child is angry, immediately when you go and ask the child, what happened before? They will restrict to say, not every child will come and discuss you. They should feel the trust in you. Only then they will come and discuss. Okay, so immediately calm down the behavior, sit with the child, offer some support or choices, whatever they need, and set a clear boundary that this is not happening again. Okay, and later you can follow up with the child and ask them what has happened before. Okay, so that way the child can have a better way to express their emotions. Okay, so building trust and safety is our responsibility with the child so that they will manage their emotions and also they will tell what has happened before, okay, to us. Fine. Okay, so another case study. A child hits peers when frustrated. Why? What emotion? What response strategy you can give? So for example, this is happening in 11th standard, okay? A very big child is hitting another child when frustrated. So you're teaching in the class. What could be the reason for this? What could be the reason for 11th standard child hitting another
Maybe
child?
family problems.
Could be family problems.
Yeah.
Stress. Could be any stress.
Yeah, any stress
Frustration.
related to
Yeah.
family, personal, anything
Yeah.
related to, yeah.
Okay.
Or ma'am, if a child can't express his feeling in any ways, then also he can do the same thing.
Okay. So what emotions are this? Frustration, having some insecurity, right? Okay. Maybe lack of confidence also. Most of the poorly performing child, they are underconfident. This can also trigger this emotion. Okay. What response as a teacher you can give? The child may also be overwhelmed with academics. That may also cause frustration, right? So what kind of strategy you can use for a 11th standard child who is hitting the other peer when frustrated?
Counseling the child,
Okay, how will you counsel the child, ma'am?
talking to him or her, well, not with and in front of everyone, but separately.
Personally, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then. And also you have to use a very soft tone when we are talking.
Yeah, tone to nobody
Ah.
hears a loud tone nowadays.
Okay.
Academic performance is not that matters in
Okay.
the life. You can
How
tell
will you
them that
build the
academics are
confidence
different.
to a frustrated child, frustrated 11th standard child who hit the peer, maybe overwhelmed with work? How can you build up the confidence again? How can you build up the confidence in an 11th standard child, okay, who is frustrated maybe because of too much of academic work? How can you
Yes,
build up the confidence?
should speak with them to find out the cause of the stress. If it is academics, you can tell them to chunk the academics
Yeah.
into small parts and learn in
Yes.
small parts. And then convince them that academics is not just the life. They
Mhm.
can learn at their own pace and go
Okay.
on with their life as usual.
Yes, that's a very good support you can offer to a higher grade children. Most of the higher grade children, they are overwhelmed with academics because
Give them different ideas to manage their time.
Yeah. Also, you can offer your own time for the
Yeah.
children, some extra time. Okay. So this way you can build up the confidence gradually. Okay. Then anxiety. Okay. Child refused to speak in the class. What are the possible causes and what support strategies you can give for that child? You must have seen these kinds of children even in the lower classes. Sometimes when you go and ask what made you to behave like that? Why are you behaving this way? They will not say anything. They remain very silent. So what will you do to this child? What are the causes for this? Peer pressure. Okay. Motivate the child with the abilities. Fine. Okay. Why a child is restricting to speak? Fear of being judged. Okay. Lack of confidence, self-doubt. Very good. Very good, Nancy, ma'am. Sometimes language difficulty. Okay. Stress also. Yeah. Okay. So some support strategies. Can you give some support strategies a child who is refusing to speak? not at all speaking to you. You're going and asking several questions. They are not at all opening their mouth. How will you, I want some teachers to give some support strategies. How can you help a child who is refusing to speak?
Ma'am, firstly, give that kind of question that are so easy, so that
Okay.
child can speak confidently.
Mm-hmm.
या फिर
Okay
दूसरा
then.
मेथड क्या है कि पहले आप उसको समझा दें क्वेश्चन एंड देन उसको बोलें कि आप बोलें,
Mm.
ताकि वो
Okay.
बच्चे के अंदर जो कॉन्फिडेंस है वो बिल्ड हो सके कि यस आई कैन आंसर। और देन आफ्टर स्पीकिंग, मतलब जैसे ही बच्चा वो आंसर करता है या एक सेंटेंस या एक वर्ड भी वो बोलता है तो एक प्रेज होती है। अगर हम क्लास के सामने उस बच्चे की प्रेज करते हैं, क्लैप करवा देते हैं, स्टार लाइक कुछ भी मतलब एप्रिसिएशन देते हैं, तो उससे थोड़ा 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 करके ये एक कंटिन्यूअस है मेथड।
Scaffolding. Yes,
यस
that's good,
यस
ma'am.
मैम,
This
डेली
is what
थोड़ा
we call
थोड़ा
it
थोड़ा
as
करके।
scaffolding. For every
यस
small effort you appreciate the child,
यस
that work becomes scaffolding. It will improve, right? So
यस यस
also giving some signals to the child, like having a good
यस
eye contact, nodding, pause between every paragraph or sentences. Okay.
यस
And also give them a safe, non-threatening environment. If the child is feeling unsecure, maybe they will not speak. Okay.
यस
So build a trust and
Sandeep
give
ji
a
is writing
non-threatening.
encouraging the child.
Yeah, encouraging the child. Okay.
So,
Sometimes we can also collaborate with the child's parent. Okay. Maybe we can know like what are the other problems the child may have through the parents. Okay. So parent can also help as a mutual partner. Okay. For these
Shiva
kinds
ji
of
is
children.
writing give chance to participate some extracurricular activities.
Yeah, that's a good way. And also
Yeah.
you can have some paired learning with the children. So these kinds of children are mostly reluctant coming to school. They don't develop friendship much. They're not much socialized. So you can socialize them by giving a lot of group discussion, peer discussion, paired activity with the children. Okay, that will make them more develop their friendship in a healthy way. And also they will not have this anxiety. Okay, they will speak well in the class slowly. Okay, positive reinforcement and giving feedback can also help. So that's a good idea. Okay, fine. So there is also another case study. Okay, disruptive behavior. This child is constantly interrupting in the class. You can create a response plan for this kind of disruptive behavior. Okay, so this you must have seen in many lower classes. There are many disruptive children. Sometimes these disruptive children, they make some groups and sit and talk in groups when you are teaching. That time we will feel like very angry. But seriously, teachers, you should not show your anger. You should be very calm and polite, even though your anger. Okay, so that is our situation. So what we will do here,
Giving him some responsibility,
giving some responsibility. So how you can seek the attention, child's attention.
making him a monitor for some time,
Okay.
class head, something like that.
Uh-huh. So as soon as we see such kind of children, we should be very calm and neutral, right? We should give a good hand signals, non-verbal cues to these children to have their attention. Okay, then. Ask these children to raise their hands if they want to talk. So whenever they are disrupting, tell them to raise their hands. Okay. So when you are repeating this, next time when they want to disrupt, they will only raise their hands instead of talking. So this is also a good practice. Okay. Then once they are waiting, when they are raising their hands, you can also say like, I like the way you are waiting patiently for me. So this is also a positive reinforcement. The child is waiting for you to complete, then the child is answering. So the first time if the child is doing this, reinforce them. The second time if they do, again reinforce them. So they will repeat this behavior. Okay? Okay? Fine. So I have got some chat responses. You can use their energy in other constructive work. Yes, most of the hyperactive children are disruptive. So you can use their energy in constructive work, like giving them some leadership roles as a monitor, something like that. Okay. Okay, reflection and wrap up. So, what are the key takeaways we are going to take from today's classes? We studied behavior is equal to communication, right? So, emotions matters a lot. Discipline teaches, okay, teach discipline, but not through punishment. Always stay calm, okay? And also, responding is important than reacting. So, pause before responding. So, these are the key takeaways we have learned in today's class. Do you have any doubts in this? I hope no.
Please don't exit. We have our next session also back to back, so don't exit.
Okay, I want someone to tell one thing you learned today and one thing that you will apply today. Apply in your classroom.
Patience with the children.
Okay, patience with the children. Then, one thing you will apply, patience with
Same
the children.
patience.
Okay, same patience. Others, please.
For hyperactive students, we can have certain plans and ideas which can be applied.
Okay, good, sir.
I will apply
How to
ABC
respond?
model, ma'am.
Yeah, very good, ma'am.
How to respond?
Yeah, how to respond. Very good, sir. That's a very interesting word. How to respond. Okay. So, as a teacher, we are all, matured adult. We
Positive
should not
discipline.
react. We should only respond. By role playing, by being role model, we can teach the children how to be very calm, polite, and how to behave with others, right? Okay, so I hope this session was very useful. Do you have any questions or anything you want to share? You can tell. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. Your role in shaping the child's emotional development is incredibly important, as we have discussed today. So you can use any of these techniques that I have told you. It will definitely help you. Since I am using this in my classroom, I have shared from my experiences to you all. So thank you so much for watching this presentation. We will be going with the next session. Okay, our session 3 is over. Okay, so can we start with the session 4, ma'am?
Yes, yes, please. Yes.
Okay, welcome everyone to session 4. Today we will discuss about trauma, stress, and how they impact the children behavior and learning. So this is a very sensitive topic and also very important topic for the educators. Okay, so I would like to add something more. Before we begin the session, I want to acknowledge that this topic can feel a little personal. Okay, many of us might have experienced some trauma during our young ages. So if you come to recall all those things, just pause briefly, and also please take care of yourself. Okay, and feel free to step away if needed. And also, if you want to share any of your personal trauma, it is completely optional. Okay. Okay, so this is like more emotional topic. Okay, fine. So I want to tell you this before I start. Okay, so before we talk about the trauma, I have a icebreaker poll. So what challenges do you see most in the children? Anxiety, aggression, inattention, withdrawal. Withdrawal means not participating in anything. That we call it as withdrawal.
Aggression and inattention.
Aggression and inattention. Okay. And also, please tell me, sir, which class you are handling?
9th and 10th standard.
9th and 10th standard. Okay. So even I'm handling 9, 10, 11, 12. So I see a lot of inattention. Okay. And others, please. Withdrawal. Okay. Okay. Withdrawal. Okay, so withdrawal is also one of the attention we can see in primary years. Most of the primary children show this withdrawal. Okay, fine. I see many of you are mentioning anxiety, attention difficulties. Okay, so this is also very common with children. Okay, fine. So how to overcome all these things? That is what we are going to see in this session. By the end of the session, you will able to identify the signs of the trauma. Okay, and also how you can apply some supportive strategies and better understand the different developmental needs. Okay, so you understand what is trauma impact, know the signs early, and apply the some practices that we are learning today for the trauma informed classes, and how you can support these diverse learners in the classroom that we are going to see in today's objective. Okay. First of all, what is trauma? How many of you know this word trauma? Science teachers must be knowing what is trauma. Okay, so trauma is not just a big event, it's how a child experiences that. Okay, so this trauma may give an overwhelming experience for the safety of the child. Okay, so this trauma may be because of family conflict. When the parents are always fighting in the home, it can build this overwhelming expression in the child. Okay, they cannot manage their emotions at that time. And loss of a loved one. Okay, maybe a very loved one, a sibling or a parent at a very young age can cause this trauma. And abuse. Okay, we have already discussed about the bullying, verbal abusement, physical abusement, especially with the girl children. Okay, this is very commonly happening in India. So these abuses can also make them to develop this trauma. Okay, and constant pressure. This is through the teachers. Okay, don't give a lot of academic pressure. This can also develop the trauma in the children. Okay, so when you feel like a child is a weaker one, chunk the information and give them, or otherwise give little homework compared to the stronger one. Okay, so these are some of the reasons for trauma which I know. Okay. Then effects on the behavior. Okay, so this you can see in lower grades and all. Because of aggression, when their emotions are not met, they go aggression, they go and hit the other guy in the class. Even when the teacher is present in the class, this may happen. Then hyperactive children. Okay, so when the nervous system of the children is overloaded with lot of energy, hyperactivity can happen. So you need to find a way like how you can dissipate the energy of these guys. Okay, and then withdrawal, difficulty in trusting. This is especially with the children who have a loss in their life, especially when their closed one they missed for some reason, they may have difficulty in trusting. Okay, and also they will have some withdrawal. They always feel very unsafe. Okay, even in a safe environment, bringing them to feel like they are safe is a very big challenge. Okay, instead of asking to these children what's wrong with you, you can go and ask them what happened. Okay, how can I help you? So these kinds of calm words are very essential to model the behavior of these kinds of children. Okay, you need to be more supportive and calm when you go and speak to these kinds of children instead of shouting at them. Especially when you see this aggressive children and hyperactive child, we tend to get anger because we are also human being at the end. But the thing is, we need to be authoritative but not authoritarian. Okay, that is more essential. Then their effects on learning. Okay, when a child feels unsafe, their brain focus on survival. We have already learned, but not on learning. So these kind of children, they have very poor concentration. Their concentration drops very quickly. They cannot concentrate for a long time. Okay, and their memory gets weakened. Okay, they cannot recall the topics. Maybe you must have taught that topic last week, but this week, when you ask questions, they cannot recall those things. So these kinds of memory issues can happen with those children, and they will have very low motivation. Developing motivation with these children is a big challenging task. So you have to keep on reinforcing these types of children so you can bring back that motivation without decreasing that. Okay. Okay. So trauma affected children always have a brain which is under stress. Okay. So they will have three important responses, that is fight, flight, and freeze. Can anyone explain this? We have already seen what is fight, flight, freeze. Okay, you are always welcome to explain. Okay, what is fight? Fight means what?
Fight means the students that are aggressive and start fighting with peers.
They start fighting with the peers. They don't know how to, show their
Control
anger.
their
Where
anger.
to show?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they do not know how to control. So they keep on hitting others,
yes.
becoming more aggressive. Okay. Then what is flight?
Flight, going outside from the class.
Yeah, running away from the class. Good.
Yes,
And what is
yes.
freeze?
Freeze means keeping silent.
Being, becoming silent. Okay. So
Yes.
good. So fight, flight, freeze. You can see. Okay. So hitting, kicking, as you said, is fight. And flight is avoiding any task. Okay. They will run away from the task. They try to avoid homeworks, assignments, projects, everything. And the other one is not responding well in the class. Even when you call them, they never respond. Some children tend to be silent, becoming resistant. Okay, this is also freeze. Okay, we can also call flight as a withdrawal response. Okay, then avoid things in the class, that is withdrawal. Okay, okay, so a child says, I hate this, I'm not doing it. I want you all to type one sentence that you would respond with. Usually, the common responses that we do is, you have to do it. Stop saying that and start working. This is your responsibility. These are the common words that teacher tells in a classroom when a child is saying, I hate this, I'm not doing it. But now we are all learning advanced psychology. So based upon the responses that we have learned, what one sentence you would like to respond to the child who is saying this sentence? You can also type in your chat box or you can unmute and answer.
We should ask them, why don't you want to do it? Can you share with me what is the reason? Then we can, when we come to know, then we can help the kid. We can't use direct answers like this. You have to do it. Stop saying. Instead, we should ask the kid, why can't you do this? Why you don't want to do this? Then once we'll come to know what is the answer, then we can help accordingly.
Ma'am, we can ask not asking like a question. We can say, you can do it and you are good in this.
Okay. You
Yes.
can do it and you are good in this. So
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
think after saying this, immediately the child will start doing it?
No, ma'am.
No.
वो
Okay.
धीरे 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 उस चीज को करना स्टार्ट करेगा बिकॉज आई ट्राइड दिस in my class. A student that is not good in reading or writing, but in math class he respond very 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 well.
Okay. So you are doing it dire dire,
Only
slowly, slowly,
because
and
of
the
this.
child has
Yes,
okay
yes, ma'am.
started doing it. Okay. So dire
Yes.
dire, how did you
थोड़ा थोड़ा
start
मैम
it?
वर्क देते जाओ. Yes, like this you can do it. You have to write.
Ah,
You can, because he did not want to write. He did
okay.
not want to write a single word. Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
no, I can't do it. मुझे नहीं करना वर्क. तो
Okay.
प्रेज करते गए और उसको बोलते गए कि यस यू कैन, यू आर वेरी गुड इन मैथ्स.
Hmm.
डेली डेली मैम ये सेंटेंस बोलते गए एंड एक पॉजिटिव माइंड सेट हो गया और उसका ही
Yeah.
स्टार्ट डूइंग
Yeah,
ऑल द
that is
वर्क.
good, ma'am. You can do
Yes,
this as a very good positive word you
yes,
can use for your children. And also
yes,
add this. You can do this. I will stay with you while you start. That means you are also reinforcing the
yes, ma'am.
child by
I
saying that you are
always,
giving assistance. Okay?
yes, ma'am. I always help that child. थोड़ा
Hmm.
आप लिखो, थोड़ा मैं लिखती हूँ. मिलके
Okay.
वर्क करेंगे.
Okay.
Start
So
with
that's
this. Start
hmm.
with this. and after that the student start doing his work his own.
Okay. So that's like you are giving the zone of proximal development slowly, then you are
Yes.
taking them to the zone of independence. Okay,
Yes,
very good,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
So those who are taking Cambridge syllabus, you must have come through this. In Cambridge, how do we plan a lesson plan is first is I do. I do is I as a teacher, maybe I take 10 minutes or 15 minutes in a class to teach the topic through some teaching resources. And once that I do is done, we do. We do is I give assistance to the children. Okay. We will be doing some activity together. It may be a group discussion or any worksheet, whatever it is, we will be doing together. I'll be assisting you. That is we do together with the peers. And the last one is very important. That is you do. You do is the children will do in the home, maybe a homework or assignment, whatever you give, but that is their own activity, their own task. When the children is able to do that, you do, it develops the independence in the children. So every day when you go for a session, when you're teaching a particular topic, make sure you're doing I do, we do, and you do. Okay, so this is very important. Just now, ma'am has told you can do this. This is developing the independence in the child, making them independent. At the same time, in the classroom, you can give them some assistance, saying that, okay, you do this, you can do this. I will stay with you while you start. Okay, this is giving some assistance and it can build some confidence when you are with them. Okay, okay. So, some other answers, any other answers you would like to share here? You can ask the child, like, do you want any help? Have you asked any children in your class like that?
Can we do it together?
Yes, that's a great idea, sir. Can we do it together is a great word. Let's try it together. You can do it. Yeah. You can also say like you don't have to do everything. When you give lot of information or lot of homework to a child, this child will get struck. They will not stick to the content. So what you can do is break the content, chunk the content, and help them with each of the content, give them some assistance. That way you can give the interest to the child in that particular subject. Okay. So these are all some of the important responses that we should practice in the classroom. Okay. So make the child believe that you are always with them in the classroom to help. Okay. And also be very calm and patient so that even the child is getting a doubt or any confusion, they will approach you. Okay. Only when you have a good smile, good friendliness, the child can come and approach. You will look approachable. Otherwise, you look very strict. Okay. Like the old teachers with the stick, they will never come and approach you. So you are becoming approachable or not is based upon what you do in a class. Okay. And what habit you build in a class. Okay. I'm getting a lot of chat responses. Okay, making him understand the importance of doing the given task and reward for doing. Yes, Gaurav sir had told like rewarding them, encouraging them is also very important. Sita Lakshmi ma'am told, yes, we can do it together. Now Preet sir have told like, let's try at once together. Okay, leave it and then with new example, you can tell the entire class, then it's your turn to say, I hate it, so leave it. But when it is my turn, I will also say I hate it. No, we cannot do that, Ritu ma'am. Okay, so that will actually isolate the child. You have to be with the child all the time. Like sir told, no, let's do it together. That's a beautiful word. Okay. Okay, now we'll go on to the next one. Okay, so the signs the teacher should recognize in the class. So we have to always look for some consistent pattern. Okay, a sudden change, a sudden behavior change, which means something must have triggered the child. Maybe a conflict in the home or a loss, some abuse, a bullying, anything can change the behavior of the child. So any sudden behavioral change should be noticed in the class and also frequent absences, especially in the higher classes. They are absent in the class, especially to avoid the task, right? They sometimes disappear. They never come to class. they say some lies to escape from the class. So these avoidance should also be, met with the help of the parents. You need to have a mutual support with the parents. So I always ask my teachers to have a regular parents teacher meeting, at least through a phone call. Regularly call a parent. Even if the child is achieving something, call the parent and tell, your child has done this today. That's really excellent. Okay. So everything you discuss with the parents at least once in a week to every child's parent. So this will avoid these kinds of frequent absentees. Okay, especially with the higher grades. They may quit the class, go for some movie. Okay. So when you ask the parent why he is not coming to school today, okay, the parents will also know, okay, my child is not regular to school. He is going somewhere. He's not going to school. So these kinds of frequent absent in the class should be monitored and should be reported to the parent. Okay. Sometimes parent may not know these things. Okay. An emotional outburst. So this is because of regression. So these kinds of warning signs, okay, you should notice. And also you have to trust your observation, whatever you're doing. And we have already spoke about ABC rule. Use that ABC rule for these kinds of children who are showing some sudden behavioral changes in the class also. Okay. Okay, there is another case study for you. Okay. There must be some quiet children also in your class. Okay, a quiet child becomes more aggressive. What might be happening with that child? Why do you think a quiet child become more aggressive? Family issues. Okay, good. Family issues could be the reason. Feeling rejected. Okay.
Let's talk the
Peer
suppressed
pressure.
emotions.
Yeah. Peer pressure. Yes. Bullying. Yes. Feeling hurt because of bullying. Okay. Lack of that skill. Okay. For example, a child don't know karate and she is going for karate, maybe level 2 classes. She is seeing all the other kids doing very well, but she is not doing well. That can also make her hurt. That can also make her aggressive. So when she don't know the skill, suddenly when she is asked to go for level 2, suddenly she will get struck there. Yeah, exam pressure is also another way we can say most of the children get aggressive. And also when parents are not supportive, they keep on pressurizing the child to study all the time. That can also cause academic pressure in the child. Letting out the suppressed emotions. Okay. Any emotions which is not seen outside for a long time, one day it may outburst, right? Sometimes difficulty in communication. Okay. So a quiet child do not know how to behave or how to communicate. So sometimes when they have difficulty in communication, suddenly they become aggressive. Okay. Or they cannot solve any problems, they become aggressive. They lose their patience. Okay. Fine. Okay. Then trauma informed class. So in a trauma informed class, okay, I'm still getting some replies. Feeling unheard by everyone. Okay, when the child is not heard by everyone, sometimes they will show up their anger. Yes, that's true. Okay, so then trauma informed practices. Okay, so here a trauma informed class. Okay, where we have to teach with empathy. We have to think about the child situation and be aware of that. And then we have to focus on their safety, predictability, and connection. Safety, we have to provide a safe environment. Predictability is we need to able to predict the observation. By observation, the behavior of the child. Behavior always gives the communication between the child and you. Okay, so when you are able to predict that, you actually develop a good connection with the child. So only when you're providing a safe, secure atmosphere for the child and you're able to predict their observation, you can connect with a good relationship with the child. So teaching with empathy and awareness is very important for a trauma-informed classroom. Okay. I hope some of you must have worked abroad where you can see lot of traumatic children because they are from a broken family. Maybe father must have left the family or mother would have divorced. They are from a single parent family. So many broken families you can see where trauma is very common. So when you are dealing with such kind of children, teaching with empathy is very much important along with focus on these three important things. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the strategies we can do for these kinds of trauma-informed classes is having a consistent routine. So always children feel very safe when they know what's next. Instead of becoming confused, when you have a consistent routine in your class, the children will not get confused with that. So they are not anxious. They always feel safe in a classroom which has a consistent routine. So developing this consistent routine in the class is all upon you. Whenever you make a curriculum plan for the entire academic year, you should also make this alongside. And also when you're making some routines, make it very short. Okay, instead of writing don't push others, you can say respect others. So make it very short and respectful for the children also. So when the children are reading those disciplinary things, they should also be aware of that and they should know the consequences of breaking those rules. You can also stir up some things in between. Instead of having the same set of rules, the children may get bored of knowing that again and again. Maybe you can stir up with some spontaneous thing that can build some curiosity. Okay, today Miss is going to give a new routine. Let's see what is that. And we are going to follow that. Okay. And also when the child is not following that routine, use a calm tone. When you use a very, very sharp tone, the child may get fear. So you are not going to make the child fearful. You are going to be like a friend for the child that can reduce the fear and it can build the relationship with the children. Okay, when a child is doing, you can see in the picture, when a child is doing something great, you can give a high five. That builds a good emotional connectivity between the teacher and the children. So these kinds of appreciation, small appreciation you can give, which can help to regulate the emotions of the child and build a good relationship between teacher and the student. Okay. Okay. Language matters most. Okay. So what's wrong with you? Instead of asking what's wrong with you, you can ask like, what happened to you? Okay. I heard one of the teacher here, she was using this word, what happened to you? That's a good idea. Instead of asking what's wrong, you can ask what happened. That's a positive sentence. Now I want everyone to rewrite these sentences positively. Stop crying. What can you say? You go and say, stop crying. That is a very highly negative statement. So instead of saying, stop crying, what positive statements you can use here?
I want to see
Why
your
are you?
beautiful smile.
I want to see your beautiful smile. That's very nice, ma'am. Okay. Looks like something is bothering you, my baby. Okay, that's nice. Okay. I can see you are upset. Do you want to talk something? You can also ask, because when we are crying, when you're upset, you may have to pour out whatever that is in your mind to someone. So you will feel relaxed after that, right? So you can also ask the children, do you want to talk something to me? Are you upset? Okay, you can ask. That is, you're validating the feeling of the child. Okay. Then why are
You're a brave child. Why are you crying?
why would you cry? Do you want to share something? Yeah, you can ask that, sir. Good. Okay. Why are you always misbehaving?
Being disciplined.
Be disciplined. Okay. Be disciplined. You're giving a very consistent routine. Be disciplined. Okay. So you are going to talk to your child. Okay. Why are you always misbehaving? One, I got The answer for this previously, one ma'am has already told. Looks like there is something bothering you, my baby. Ritu ma'am has told already. So this is also a way of saying like, looks like something bothering is, why are you misbehaving? Why are you always misbehaving? Is there anything bothering you? When you go and ask the child may say, yeah, this is bothering. I don't like this structure in the class. I don't like this peer sitting with me. So something they may come and tell you. So you can know like what is bothering. Then you can change it for the child. Okay. Don't be lazy. A child is not interested in the class. You are going and
Be,
saying, don't be lazy.
Be active.
be active.
Okay. What you can say instead of this?
Give your best efforts.
Do your best. Okay. You can also say, what happened to you? Then let's try this together. You can say, no? Any other positive answers? Can we give any other positive answers here? Okay. Fine. You never listen. You never listen.
Be attentive.
Be attentive. Okay. Can you give this even more child-centric, sir? Anyone? Can we
I have
make it?
never seen you like this.
I have never seen you
Be
like.
ob-
I have never seen you like this. Be attentive. Okay.
be obedient.
Be obedient. Okay. Do you think being obedient is related to listening? Can we say like, let's pause and listen carefully? Maybe the child needs some pause, right? So we will say like, let's pause and listen carefully. Okay? Okay. So language is a very powerful tool in the classroom. When we say
Can we
what's
improve
wrong,
our communication?
can we improve our communication? Okay. So this is not more related to this, right? Please listen carefully. Okay. Be attentive. Okay. So usually the child is getting distracted when they are overloaded with the contents or if the class is for a very long time. So you can say, let's pause and listen carefully.
Come forward and let's do work together.
Ah, yes, that's also good. Come forward, let's do the work. Okay. Or you can also ask the child, do you need a break? Or you feel exhausted? Okay.
Yes.
So when we say what's wrong with you, it can make the child feel like very blamed and ashamed or embarrassed before everyone, right? So instead of that, we can say, what happened to you? What happened to you, my dear? Okay. So I know a teacher, she used to call all her children as darling, dear. Okay. Have you used those dear, darling, sweetheart, everything? Please use it. Okay. Because your child needs your care. You're the second mother. When they come to your school, you are the second mother. So be like a mother. You can give lots of care, attention to the children. Okay. So I would say, like, you cannot be the friend of a child, but you can act like a friend for your child. Okay. So this shows curiosity, care when you use lot of positive statements to the children. Okay. Yes. Okay. Some regulation techniques we can use for the children. Deep breathing. Okay, so whenever the child needs a pause, you can give them some deep breathing. Maybe you can count from 5 to 1 in the reverse order. They can hold their breath for some and then they can leave the breath. Okay, then break corners. You can see in this picture break corners. When the child needs some break, you can put them in some corners with some activities and they can do some drawing, painting, anything they like in the corner for some time. Okay. So these kinds of break corners also you can keep, especially in the lower grades. You can try these break corners and grounding techniques. Okay, this can focus, make them to focus on their senses, like how they are breathing, how they are feeling the surrounding. Okay, grounding is also very important. to have good senses and memory. Okay. So these are some of the regulation techniques you can try in your classroom, which will definitely help you. Okay. Then please mute, ma'am. Okay, I want everyone to mute if you're not doing any activity. Okay, so neurodevelopmental conditions. Okay, so some behaviors are developmental. Okay, they are not caused by trauma. Okay, so they are caused by genetically or through some diseases. So it is not, it is very important not to confuse these kinds of conditions with the trauma. Okay, some are also due to the brain development. So some children have Down syndrome, some have ADHD symptoms. They are all due to some irregular brain development. So we have to differentiate. We should be in a way to differentiate trauma and these kinds of neurodevelopmental conditions. Now we are going to see about neurodevelopmental conditions. We have already completed till trauma. Okay. Do you have any doubts in the trauma that we have learned today?
Ma'am, if the trauma is because of the parent, how can we overcome the stress and trauma of the child?
Yeah. So the trauma is because of the parent. So as we have already
Because
discussed, no,
many
sir.
times, ma'am, because many times parents feel that their child is a social trophy for them because of which they give overburden to the child. At that
Yeah.
time, child is unable to express also, but he is under stress and trauma, and he is not reading, writing, or doing anything in the classroom. So, in that regard, how can we help a child of 9th and 10th standard?
So you want to help a 9th, 10th grade child who is under trauma because of the parental conflicts. Okay. So you can give some care, sit with the child. Maybe if the child has difficulty in understanding, have lack of attention, you can break the contents. Okay. So you should understand the child first. Why the child is emotionally overwhelmed. Okay. Why the child is having difficulty in concentrating the class. Okay.
It
So
is
all these
because
things.
that it is because the parent is feeling that his child is a social trophy for him, and if he gets less marks or say anything, or he is not
Counseling
able
the
to do
parents
certain
also,
things in
it
the
can
class,
help.
Yeah. So
so
Counseling
how
the
can we do
parents.
that such kind of thing?
yes, as ma'am
Because
told, no,
ma'am,
like counseling the parent can also help. You
but
can
ma'am,
ask the
nowadays,
parents like what are the issues happening in the home and that is affecting the child's growth. So counseling the parent is also very important because in a child development, okay, teacher and parent, we are like mutually important. Okay, only when two hands are met, we can have a clap sound, right? So both the hands are like teacher and parent. When both the hands are not met, we cannot have a clap sound. So we have to be very calm. We should not judge before on seeing their emotions. We should not judge. And also we should be approachable. Whenever you see such kinds of children, go and say that you are safe here. I'm here to support you. Okay. And also avoid forcing the child. Okay. Think of their situation also. Being more empathetic. Listen more, but talk less in that situation. When the child is able to say something, please listen to them and validate their feelings. Okay. So this can actually help, but you should not do it in a short term. You have to do it in a long term till the child is completely recovered from that. Okay. Maybe if the child is in grade 11 or 12, that is a crucial part of their life. So throughout grade 11 and 12, you should be with the child to secure the child from those kinds of emotions which is causing. Also, you should counsel the parents on a regular basis, saying that your child is in crucial part of the academic year. So you should also support for the child development. And also, when the child is upset, with your care and attention, maybe the child can come and talk to you what is bothering them. Okay. So you need to be very flexible academically also. And also you should give a lot of emotional care, support, just like your second mother. Okay, sir?
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. So our next slide is about neurodevelopmental conditions. This you already know, attention deficient active disease. This is very common nowadays. Most of the children, they are not sent outside the home. They are always kept inside. And most of the children most of them are having one or two children. And both the parents are breadwinners. So they're not completely focusing on the child. This has led to ADHD. Also the food habits, right? They're eating too much of sugar. So they do not know where to spend out their energy. So what they will do, they come and distract your class. They have lot of energy in them. So they act without thinking. Sometimes they blabber something. They sing songs in the class. So this will actually make us more irritated. So they get easily distracted in the class. So have you seen such kinds of children in your class? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes. So on seeing these children, we need to be very calm and patient. We need to be authoritative, not authoritarian. Okay, so that is more important. Even these kinds of children in my class, I have seen they have even thrown the duster at me. Okay, so that is like very hurtful. And even after doing, the children did not ask sorry. That's a very common way. So the next day, when the child was throwing the duster at me, what I did, I made the child the monitor of the class the next day. Okay. And that month end, the child was doing very well in academics also. Okay. Her grandmother came and told that she is doing excellent in academics because she is given with lot of responsibilities and lot of reinforcement. So reinforcement is a medicine for these kinds of attention deficient hyperactive disease, and also give them some responsibility to give out their emotions, to give out their energy. Okay. Then autism spectrum. So these children are very underconfident. Okay, they have difficulty with social communication. Okay, and they have sensory sensitivities, which means even if you tell a small word, that will quickly they will quickly react. They will not think. They will not pause. Okay, they will quickly react. So they need a routine. Okay, so this is like a birth defect. It's because of some genetic factors, and we cannot do anything with this, but we can give some support for these kinds of children. A continuous support and monitoring these children is very essential. Otherwise, sometimes they go very aggressively, hit the children, cause lot of problems in the classroom. So it is very essential to communicate with the children regularly in a calm way. Okay. Then dyslexic children. So this is also another neurobiological condition. These children have some problem with the language also. They read E differently. They read D differently. Okay, they mistake B as another letter, D as another letter. So they have lot of language-based problem. This is also very common. Like 1 in about 5 have dyslexic or dyslexic. So this is becoming more common. So this affects mainly the reading, writing habits, but not the intelligence of the children. So have this in your mind. So these children can also excel well with a lot of care and support from you teachers. Okay, now you understand all the three, right? ADHD. Today we discussed about ADHD, dyslexia, and also autism. Okay, now I have a quick comparison activity. So you have to match the behavior, whether it is trauma, ADHD, or autism. Okay, this child avoids eye contact and prefers to be alone. Is this because of ADHD, autism, or trauma?
Trauma.
Autism, yes. Yes, autism, okay. Avoids eye contact and prefers to be alone. These children are underconfident, right? It looks like underconfident children. They are mostly autistic, okay. And then aggressive outburst after a trigger. A trigger causes this aggressive outburst is, sorry, ADHD? No, a trigger. Trigger is the keyword. Could be because of environment, family pressure, academic pressure, trauma. Yes. Aggressive outburst after a trigger is trauma. Constantly fidgeting and unable to sit still. Keep on roaming in the class. Constantly fidgeting. Constantly fidgeting, unable to sit still. Yes, very good. Hyperactive, ADHD. Okay, ADHD. Strong reaction to loud noises or textures. They have strong reactions. Their sensory impulses are very strong. Autism, very good, ma'am. Autism. Okay. So to this autism students, you have to talk very calm. Even if you show one reaction to them, that is like multiple reactions to them. Okay, they never forget it. And as soon as they come near to you, they feel that. Okay, so please be very calm and behave well with this autistic child. Difficulty in focusing across most of the task. They cannot focus. Their mind is somewhere. They are always thinking about many different things. They have difficulty in focusing is trauma as well as ADHD. Okay. ADHD, they have difficulty in focusing. As well, trauma, they have difficulty in focusing. Okay, sudden change in the behavior after a life event, a loss of some person or any family conflict, any life event causing the sudden change in the behavior is trauma. Yes, ma'am. It's trauma. Repetitive actions or routines. They are repeating the actions or routines. Autism, good. So repetitive actions or routines you can see only in the autism affected children. Okay. So I hope you learned about the developmental conditions and trauma very well. Okay. So now we will see about the family stress and social pressure. Okay, so in our context, children often face strong academic and family expectations, right? So some examples like academic pressure, financial stress. Okay, they are not able to pay the school fees. These are all some financial stress and comparison with the peers. Like one peer is bringing a good lunch every day, the other peer is not bringing a good lunch every day. Maybe their family situation is like that. That can also make a social pressure or a stress in a child. Okay, this can also make a child traumatic. Okay. Okay, now I have some group discussion for you all. Okay, how can teachers support with these kinds of children, especially the neurodevelopmental conditions? So, can you make a plan for how you can support the how you can support the children who have the neurodevelopmental conditions? Okay, let us take autism as an example. Okay, so you are going to help a child who is having autism. So how can you help as a teacher for a child who is having autism? Develop a plan for this. Okay. Can anyone explain? I'll give you 1 minute for you to think. Anyone who is ready can explain here. Okay. So we are going to discuss about how you can give your support, okay, with a plan for the children who is having autism. Okay.
Ma'am, calm tone, safe
Calm down.
space, relationship building with the student.
Okay, ma'am. Building a good relationship, first calming down, making them in a safe environment, and then giving a good relationship. Okay. Any other answers?
Build trust with the student.
Okay, building trust with the children. Yes. Building trust,
Emotional attachment.
emotional attachment. Good. How can you emotionally get attached to the children?
Patting them
Regular
everywhere.
conversation with the children. Yes. Patting them at the back. Okay, when they are doing something great. Okay, listening to their problems. No, that is very important. I know a child who is very fond of football. He always talks about football, but none of them will listen to them. So this has also the parents, they don't like him playing football, but he's very good at football, but very poor in academics. So since he's very poor in academics, their parents, they don't want him to learn football because they are thinking like football was distracting his academics. But that is not the actual distraction. The actual distraction is making him not playing football. So what I ask the parent to do is leave him for the football class at least thrice in a week. So give them a challenge, give him a challenge, like um, if he is doing well in academics, okay, maybe making some 60% marks in mathematics next time, you can give him 4 classes per week for football. So like that, when the child was given opportunity for playing football as well as excelling in academics, he actually did very well in class 12 examination. So at the same time, he learned a lot of skills in football. So this has excelled him in both sports as well in academics. This has helped the child to become more disciplined. Like the child who was waking up very late for the school used to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So these strategies also you can use. So listening to the child, when you listen to the child, you hear not only the problems, but also the interest of the child. Okay. So through these listening, I came to know a lot of things from the child. Okay. Some teachers, they think like, I am a teacher, I know everything. It's not like that. We are also a learner in the classroom. We should understand that. So you go and listen to the child as much as possible. Okay, so when you listen to the child, you will come to know about each and every child. And when you come to know about each and every child, you tailor the class, you tailor the things for that particular child according to their needs. Okay? Okay. Give the child the choice. Okay. Okay, good. So I can see a lot of smart teachers here. You have a lot of plans for your students. Good. Okay, some practical strategies is building trust, as you said, be a safe adult, giving them a safe environment, avoiding punishment for the stress behavior. Instead of that, teaching the behavior. Okay, that is important. Encouraging their expression, which means validating their feelings. That is also important. Okay, so this can make them a safe adult. Uh, and we have to listen to them very carefully and avoid punishment for emotional behavior. Instead of that, we can teach them the behavior. So this is a powerful intervention tool which we can use in our classroom. This can help any kind of student in our classroom. Okay. Okay, now I have a small case study for you all guys. Okay. The child is distracted, irritable, falling behind. Identify the possible cause, the signs, and the teacher response. Falling behind in academics. Okay. So what you will do? So what is the possible cause for the distraction or becoming irritable or falling behind? Can anyone discuss this?
Lack of proper food and sleep.
Yeah, very good, ma'am. Lack of proper food and sleep. Okay. Health issues, right? Then
The family conflicts.
family conflicts. Low motivation, right? Nobody is there to motivate the child. Okay, a child is distracted only in this class. What could be the reason? Only today the child is distracted. Why? Other math class he is doing very well, but only in today math class he seemed to be very distracted. What could be the reason?
He is not understanding the concept.
Learning difficulties. Okay, maybe the
Yeah.
concept is very difficult to catch up, or
Yeah.
the child may feel like, okay, if I go and ask the concept to the teacher, the others may feel like I am lagging behind.
Feeling
So such
of
kind
being
of
judged.
shyness, feeling of being judged. Okay, so all these things can happen. Okay, what are the signs you can see? in a child who is distracted, irritable, or falling behind?
He is not attentive.
Is not attentive. Is difficulty with concentration. Okay. Sleeping in the class. Okay. Yeah. Then they will not able to complete the work that is given, right? Or any activity. Okay. What teacher response we have to give? What response we can give?
Asking him questions, give him extra attention.
Yeah, giving him extra attention, talking to him privately. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, if the topic is very difficult for the child to understand, what will you do as a teacher? You can give extra time to complete.
Extra class, extra
Yeah.
time, yeah.
You can offer one-to-one help and also break that task into, yeah, smaller step. Or also we can give some of our free time to the child to explain that concept even better. Okay. One-to-one teaching. Yes. So these are some of the things we can see with the higher secondary learners, especially they feel distracted, irritable for these possible cause and these signs they will give. And as I told you, you can give these kinds of teacher responses. Okay. Fine. Okay, so today's key takeaways is trauma affects the behavior and learning. Early recognition matters. So you have to recognize that at the earliest. Okay. So I have seen many teachers, they rush with the syllabus. So don't rush with the syllabus always. Make sure that every children in the classroom is aware, they are emotionally well. Then only you have to start the class. Okay. Safe classroom heals everything and every child needs understanding. Okay, so you have to make sure all the different types of learners in your classroom should be able to understand. So you can make lot of activities for the children and also make sure they are good enough emotionally and mentally. Okay. Okay, what reflection you learned? I will change this. I learned this. Anyone, please. What is that one change you can make in your classroom? And what is that one thing you learned today that you can apply in your classroom?
Respond instead of react, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of reacting, you will respond. Okay. Others, please. I saw a lot of teachers answering very nicely today. I want the same energy even at the end of the session. Can we have some teachers?
Be a friend rather than a teacher.
Yes, sir. Very good. We want to be more approachable, right? Okay. And
Yes.
always try to smile, teachers. I have seen many math teachers, especially, they never smile. They always keep on having some problem in their mind. So please, math teacher, please smile, okay? Because even when I was a child, no, I never go and ask any doubt to math teacher because my math teacher used to be very strict. I'm also very poor in mathematics. Okay, so I'm telling this very frankly. So math teachers, please smile, okay? Okay, then.
Always have a good rapport with the student
Always having good rapport, friendly atmosphere in the class.
so that they share their sensitive information.
Yes, ma'am. Having a good rapport with the children. Okay, how can we develop that good rapport with the children?
To get down to their level and speak with them when they are upset.
Yeah, very good, ma'am. To get down to their level is very important. Being humble, grounded as a teacher is very important. Yes. Okay. Be flexible with every child. Okay. Be flexible with every child. So you need to be very flexible. You need to be very dynamic. You need to be evolving, okay, according to the student needs. If you are very strict, you cannot evolve. So be more easy and flexible, okay, so that children can easily come and approach you for any kind of confusion or doubts. Okay. Anything more you would like to add We have only few more minutes left.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Use I do, we do, and you do in the class.
What, ma'am? Your
Use
voice is
I do, we do, and you do.
excellent, ma'am. Okay, so you can try this strategy. Okay, I do, we do, and you do. And also, this is very essential. When you do, I do. Okay, when you are teaching, don't make it as a boring lecturing method. Then children will never come to your class. You will not see children. There will be a lot of absence. Okay, so make it as more interactive session. Even when you're teaching, ask them some questions, engage them in the session, motivate them. Okay, so even you can take some movie clips. Okay, so any movies they like, you can take some movie clips, but not a bad movie. Use some good clips from the movie, and you can ask some questions related to that. So that will also build some curiosity, no, when you're teaching. Okay. Anything more you would like to share? Last few minutes. Ritu ma'am told ready for all situations. Okay. Yeah, as a teacher, we are like an army man. We should be ready for any attacks from any side, okay, from any directions. Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, teachers, for your time and your dedication towards the session. You all came on time, and most of you are answering very well. You made it very interactive. I really loved taking this webinar today. And I hope that you will do all the strategies, whatever we have learned in today's and yesterday's class, in your class also, to see a good performance in all of your children. Okay? So thank you so
Yeah.
much for your
Thank you,
support and
Monica
love.
ji. Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Monica ji, for the actionable tips you have given. Implementing these strategies can make a big difference. The feelings chart sounds like a great way to get kids to open up about their emotions and movements. Movement breaks are a fun way to keep them engaged. Looking forward to trying these out in the classrooms.
Yes.
Thank you, Monica ji. Thank you very
Thank you
much
so
for your
much.
time and efforts. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be sharing the PDF notes in the group and the feedback form and the certificates. All will be shared in the group. Any questions right now? I think, Monica ji, we are done with the questions also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.